The latest on the Georgia election interference case. Former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows was at the Fulton County Courthouse this morning and spent a good portion of the day on the witness stand. He's trying to convince a district judge that his racketeering case should be moved out of Fulton County and into federal court. Mark Meadows is one of 19 defendants in the election interference case, including former President Donald Trump. Channel 2's Richard Elliott is live outside the federal courthouse. And Richard, Mark Meadows struggled to explain how he was operating within his federal duties while apparently doing work for the campaign.
He was on the stand nearly 3 hours. He just left the building about 3 minutes ago. The hearing ended just about 10 minutes ago. Mark Meadows contends that since he was working within the scope of his duties as chief of staff and a federal employee, his racketeering trial should be moved from Fulton County here to federal court. But he couldn't fully explain how his federal duties included setting up a phone call between his boss, Donald Trump, Brad Raffensperger, and Trump campaign lawyers. That's Donald Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, walking in with his legal team, ready to try and convince Judge Steve Jones that his racketeering case should be transferred from state to federal court. He's invoking a very old and seldom used statute that allows federal employees to ask for that.
Mr. President, everybody is on the line, and just so this is Mark Meadows, the chief of staff.
Meadows testified that he set up the now infamous phone call between Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, the one where Trump asked Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes. Meadows said, quote, "I don't know that there's anything I did that's outside my scope as chief of staff to the president." But then he struggled under cross-examination, trying to explain what federal interest did it serve for the chief of staff to set up a phone call that benefited only Trump's campaign, since it included campaign attorneys Kurt Hilbert and Alex Kaufman.
You also have the attorneys that represent the president, Kurt and Alex, and Cleta Mitchell, who is not the attorney of record but has been involved, myself, and then the president.
Meadows also struggled under cross-examination to explain how his actions, as laid out in the indictment, benefited federal goals, as he insisted, and not just the Trump campaign. And again, that hearing ended just about 15 minutes or so ago. No decision today. We expect a decision within the next few days or a couple of weeks. We are live at the federal courthouse in downtown Atlanta. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.
Richard, thank you.